See, till 2024, last year, Hyderabad was the capital of both Telangana as well as Andhra Pradesh. Now, in 2025, the capital of Andhra Pradesh is getting shifted to Amravati.
Correct.
I want to know from your end, what does this entail for the real estate industry in Hyderabad? Number one, that on a very specific space. But I also want to know from you, from your experience, how does the political scenario of a state define the real estate market of the capital?
Got it. So let's dissect this one by one, Ravi. So first, when the state got bifurcated in 2013, 2014 time, for 10 years we were supposed to share the capital city, that is Hyderabad, with both Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, right? However, after the first government formation in Andhra Pradesh in 2014, they decided that they'll be building their capital from scratch in Amravati. So the capital building program had started, and a good amount of government related functionaries started moving there. Like the High Court moved there, and I think some parts of the Secretariat also moved to some parts in Vizag and some parts in Amravati. They started functioning as and when the construction started happening, right? So administratively, the capital moved much earlier, though it was provisioned for much longer time to stay in Hyderabad. But corresponding political parties at that time, TDP came into power in 2014. They moved it there. Then after the next government which came in Andhra Pradesh in 2019, YSRCP, they had a very different sort of viewpoint on the capital. They came up with a decentralized capital system, right, where they had like 4 capitals in the state. Like one part, like judicial capital, I believe in Kurnool, then Vizag being one capital, Amravati being one capital, and other capital so it's like a distributed,
It was all over the place.
All over the place. Then that plan was not again petitioned in the High Court, and it got stalled. Then now again TDP government came. They are going ahead with the building capital city back in Amravati. So this point of sharing Hyderabad as a capital, though it was there as a provision, that really that was not used in such a manner, right? So a lot of the capital building money went right from 2014 only, and now again once with the NDA government coming back in power, so a lot more capital is being given to build Amravati really quickly, right? But none of the administrative works of the AP government had happened from Hyderabad. They have bifurcated long time back. So that really doesn't have an impact. Now let's understand impact at a broader Telangana level and Hyderabad level, right? What will Amravati, or probably Amravati, let's talk Amravati only, because that is where the public investment in infrastructure is going to happen. Government investment, by that I mean. Right now, let's take Hyderabad, say you draw one, Hyderabad city center, say draw like a 30-kilometer radius. Then you draw like the 70-kilometer radius and 100-kilometer radius. So Hyderabad to 30-kilometer radius is core Hyderabad region. That is where all the infrastructure is built. You have roads, you have schools, you have offices, all of this, right? 30 to 70 is, I would say, suburban Telangana, and 70 to 100 is purely rural Telangana, right? Because for the last 10 years, the capital city was not built in Andhra Pradesh, right? Amravati and all these places, because each government had different plans. For the entire Telugu people, the source of real estate investing predominantly revolved around Hyderabad. And because naturally, when there's only one city, what happens? There's too much demand coming in, right? So the real estate prices shot up from, in 0 to 30 segment, but they shot up 10x and 20x in the 70 to 100 kilometer radius.
When you said 0 to 30 segment, what do you mean?
0 to 30 kilometer radius from the city center.
Okay.
Right? So let's take an example. If you look at the appreciation of land prices over the last 10 years, particularly over the last 5 years, the maximum return you got in the 70 kilometer to 100 kilometer radius, right? Naturally, because the base price was also low. So almost you got returns to the tune of, in 5 years, you got close to 10 to 15x returns, right? And then the 30 to 70 kilometer wala radius, which can be called like a suburban Telangana, right? There also you got 10x returns. And in the 0 to 30 kilometer radius, you got like a 3x or 4x. 3x, 4x returns, 12 to 15% return, IRR.
Okay, go ahead. I'll have follow-up questions on this.
Right, so now that Amravati is coming, so when Amravati is coming, what's happening? It's another urban center, right? Whenever another urban center forms, the demand of Hyderabad is not going to go away because it has already got an existing infrastructure. And the population base is 13 million, right? Compared to Amravati, which is as a suburb extension of Vijayawada, I think the population is around 2.5 to 3 million only, right? So Hyderabad doesn't have much, zero impact, I would say. But I would say the peripheral parts, like 70 to 100 kilometer, where the land prices are heated. Now, for the investor who's coming in now, he has to alternate. Okay, am I going to invest in the sphere which is 70 to 100 kilometers away from Hyderabad, or am I going to invest in the sphere which is probably 10 to 30 kilometers from Amravati? That's how it gets weighed on. So there will be sort of a correction in the rural Telangana part. Now there is a counteract to this also. Now Telangana government is building triple R, what we call regional ring road, right? That's another next wave of big infrastructure which is going to boost various manufacturing plants and all of that. Like if you're aware of Hyderabad city, we have something called ORR, Outer Ring Road. So what is the ORR? It's an 8-lane restricted corridor, right? So people, it's a totally where vehicles can travel at 120 kilometers per hour. So any such investment in public transport is one of the key essential thing in real estate, right? ORR has provided major boost to Hyderabad for the next 20 years, unlocking a lot of land, right, connecting a lot of suburbs to the mainland of Hyderabad. Now, when Triple R comes, Regional Ring Road, I think the auctions, the bidding work has also begun for a particular stretch of that. That will further unlock more real estate value in peripheral Telangana. So that will again act as a counterweight against the slippage in land prices. So there are this, in a way, like the centrifugal and centripetal forces continuously which determine a land price.
Government intervention always kind of helps in the growth of a certain region.
Correct.
I understand that. When I think the ring road is going to do the same thing
Regional
for
ring
the
road.
outside area.
Yes.
Now, you said that within the 0 to 30 kilometers, there was 3x, 5x. Okay.
0 to 30 kilometers, there's 3x, 12% to 15% return. Yes,
Okay.
annualized.
And as we kept on going further out, there was more and more returns.
Yes.
Okay. Can you touch base on the quantum, the amount of money that is needed to invest in that region one of the main city, then the suburban region and the outskirts, the rural area, which you had 3 classified?
Got it.
Because I want the audience to understand, a lot of people understand the percentage, 10x, 15x, but they don't understand the amount of money that is actually needed to go into that 3x, 5x. So in actual terms of money, where was the maximum growth in investment if someone is looking to invest in Hyderabad?
Okay, let's say the investment quantum is something like 2 crore.
Okay.
Right. Again, depending on the investment quantum, let's say it's 50 crore, then there'll be a different strategy. But let's talk to 2 crores, right?
Common man, say someone, what is an average price that a person in Hyderabad spends? 50, 75 lakhs?
1 crore pakadenge.
1 crore?
Right,
1 crore is the
ke
perfect
upar baat
figure.
karenge,
Okay.
right?
The entire country understands 1 crore.
1 crore, right?
Yeah.
So if it's 1 crore in the 0 to 30 kilometer wala segment, you can essentially only invest in a built space, that too a 2-bedroom to 2.5 bedroom house. That's what your money can get. If with the same 1 crore you want to invest in land, then you have to go into the 30 to 70 kilometer wala radius, where you can buy a plot of land. Not like maybe 10 acres or something. You can buy a plot of land with any developers who are offering gated plotted layouts and sort of stuff. But no, you want to buy a bigger land, maybe like 5 acre or 10 acre sort of thing. Then you have to go into the 70 to 100 acre wala radius. There with 1 crore, you can, depending, at least in Telangana, you can get anywhere 4 to 5 acres of land you can own.
Okay.
That's how it will vary. So as you come closer to the city, in the 30 to 70 kilometer segment, you can't really invest in built spaces because there won't be any much built space in that. So if you want to invest in built space, it's essentially the 30 kilometer wala radius. If you want to invest in plotted lands, then 30 to 70 kilometer wala radius. If you want to invest in more like agricultural land, like of course you can change the zone also, but larger land, maybe 4 or 5 acres, then you have to be in the peripheral ring.
So 1 crore will become 3 to 5 crores in the 30 kilometer in the city area.
Yes.
1 crore will become 10 crores in the suburban area.
That's what it's become, yes.
That's what it's become now.
Yes.
So those who bought in 2018, 2019.
Yes, from 2014 to 2023 period, this was the scenario, that 10 years.
Okay.
Right?
All right. So that should give people an idea. And if someone who had bought in the outer ring road area, in the 70 kilometer plus, they're looking at 1 crore equals to 15 crore now.
1 crore equal to 10 crore.
10 to 15.
10x wala return. That is 24% CAGR. See, another point also to mention when, in this line is that Telangana had a lot of pent-up demand from 2010 to 2015 because the state was undergoing a political destabilized phase during the Telangana agitation period. So because of that, after the 2008 when the markets collapsed and markets start rebounding from 2010 onwards, that did not happen to Hyderabad. Hyderabad saw a prolonged slump of almost all 7 years from 2008 to 2014-15. So all that pent up demand also came into play once the new government formed, and then the state got bifurcated, and then the political stability improved.
But that has been existing. So after the Lehman Brothers 2008 slump, everybody, the entire world had a problem. In Mumbai also, there was a stagnation. Prices from say 2008, 2009 onwards till 2014. Once again, with the political stability, when the BJP government came full force, till then everything was stagnating. Mumbai also went through a lot of
a small correction here. Bangalore and other cities, right? 2010 say they started doing reasonably better. The slump was not that prolonged. In fact, 2000, if I'm not wrong, 2012 was one of the best years for entire Indian real estate in the 2010 to 18 wala period. 2012, if you can look at the data also. Even in Bombay, Lodha back in the day clocked very high sales. Bangalore, it was going through the same thing also. Of course, now beaten by the last 3-4 years ka wave, but...
No, because I started my career in real estate in 2011, I used to spend, and I've been following. So when my father passed away in 2009, I made a transition from the US, I made a transition to Mumbai. And I was actively following the entire market. And I saw in 2011, 2012, how my father, whatever investments my father had done before he passed away, I saw that they doubled. But what happened was after they doubled, they just stayed the same.
Stagnant for longer time.
Till now. Till now, 2022, 23, 24 is when now they saw the jump. So for a good period of 10 years, for a decade, it was the same. But other people also saw a growth. From my aspect, and when I was doing the brokerage business, I saw that in the brokerage aspect, the prices were pretty much the same till once again 2021 when the government in Maharashtra, I'm talking specifically for Maharashtra, where they gave the stamp duty benefit.
Okay. Post-COVID.
Yeah. That was the little kind of a shot, the adrenaline shot, which just pushed Mumbai.
The industry.
And then it just kept on going up and up and up. Where we used to sell properties at 45,000, 50,000 rupees per square feet, we are selling at starting price of 75,000 rupees, 90,000 rupees per square feet.
Yeah. See, after 2021, there was a huge bump to real estate, usually fueled by global credit expansion. Right? There's a lot of cheap money available, credit was easily available. Hence, all assets ran, so did real estate. Right? But in the previous decade of 2010 to 2018 wala period, for most cities, the peak absorption was around 2012. For most cities. Yeah. And Hyderabad did not see any growth in that time. So the growth started coming, all that pent-up demand started coming from 2015, 2016. Once state got divided, the government was formed, and stability was finally achieved.
Do you think the prices in Mumbai make a difference as compared to the other cities that you're talking about? The amount of money that someone has to invest, even if say if it is a 1,000 square feet house, at minimum 45,000 rupees per square feet, that's 4.5 crores. You add the government charges, that's another 10 to 15% of it. So that brings a price at 5 crore. Now, if buying a 3-bedroom apartment in one of the suburbs in Mumbai is costing you 5 crores as compared to say a 3-bedroom or what would 5 crores buy in a city like Hyderabad in 2012?
In 2012?
2013.
Oh, wow. 2012 you can buy a big bungalow. A very big bungalow. Like easily by a big bungalow, I would say 10,000 square feet ka villa you can buy.
10,000 square feet?
Yeah, and not too far from the city center. Mind you, it's
5,000 rupees per square feet?
Yes, back in 2012 ka time pe. Yeah, 2012. Wow. 2012. If somebody invested, they would in Hyderabad probably get like a 20x return.
20x?
Yeah, I know people who got 20x return in land, and these are again not like these are in the 0 to 30 wala kilometer range circles.